this is my review of My Hero Academia. Okay, so in this episode, after their meeting with the Night Eye Agency, the hero workstudy students go back to school and begin training for when they actually have to go rescue Eri. And sure enough, they're not allowed to talk about it, and specifically, the students from Class 1A are only allowed to get involved, provided that the League of Villains isn't also involved. So there's a bit of a contingency there. So they can only operate if the League of Villains isn't involved, which they might be. So there's a possibility. But in case they prepared to actually go to work, and they're not allowed to actually tell anybody about what's going on for obvious reasons. So basically all of the hero work study students start getting a lot more dark and brooding than they normally would be. And Deku in particular has a bit of a stormy personality, because in addition to the situation with Eri, which he himself could have prevented, he's also worried about All Might due to Sir Night Eye's prediction. So naturally he's very stressed. Something that Ida and Todoroki immediately pick up on. And sure enough try to console him and let him know that if he ever needs any help that they're there. With Ida mirroring the exact words he said to Deku, that Deku said to him a long time ago. And sure enough, after hearing that, Deku basically just breaks down crying, but then stops himself, remarking that a hero shouldn't need to cry. But he also thanks Todoroki and Ida for trying to console him, and they say that there's no problem. And Todoroki even remarks that even heroes have to cry sometimes when they need to, and start sharing some of his food with them. So basically they just try to make Deku feel better, because while they don't know the situation, they can tell that he's hurting, and they're trying to do their best to actually help him despite not knowing the circumstances. And he openly accepts that help. But in any case, this just goes on for a couple of days while the heroes do their job and try to actually find out where they're actually keeping Eri. And after 2 days, at about 2 to 3 in the morning, they eventually get an email from Sir Night Eye's agency saying that they finally located Eri. And with that, they prepare to go in the next day. And sure enough, Sir Night Eye calls everybody to a meeting and fills everybody in about what he's learned. So they've actually determined that Eri is actually being held in their main base, which they know both because they were actually staking out all the other bases, and eventually determined that Eri was most likely there, but also because Sir Night Eye used his quirk on a guy that he saw at a convenience store trying to buy a popular toy for young girls, and sure enough was able to determine that the guy was actually Eri's caretaker, and realized that he was most likely able to follow him to find Eri. And sure enough, now that they have a general idea of where they are, of where they're looking, they actually get involved with the police, who draft up a search warrant and basically just get ready to go storm the stronghold and find any illegal drugs and weapons they may find, and also maybe rescue Eri in the process. And sure enough, everybody gets involved and everybody's prepared to go in. But then Ryuki from the Shiei Hisakai bursts through the front door and demands to know why they're there. And sure enough, Ryuki volunteers to hold everybody off while they actually go in to try and deal with them. So yeah, this episode's pretty simple and straightforward. They go forth to try and actually find where to actually find the stronghold. Eventually they do, and make all the necessary preparations to invade. But there is now a bit of a problem, because it's heavily implied that the Shiei Hisakai knew they were coming. And sure enough, Overhaul remarks to somebody he calls Pops that it's about to get real noisy, and also remarks that they need to prepare the 8 bullets of the Hisakai to repel the invaders while they move Eri to another location. So yeah, now it's a race against the clock. They have to go find Eri and actually get to her before the Shiei Hisakai move her and they lose any leads they had. So they have to do so quickly. But because of this, now everybody's just in the same right place that they need to be in to actually take down the Hisakai. So yeah, this episode's pretty simple. do all the legwork that they need to actually go and find the Zack guy and find out where they're holding Eri. And eventually they do that. But Ryukyu if storming through the door implies that they knew they were coming. So yeah, they have to prefer to that. I know this review is a little bit short, but there's not really much going on in this episode. There's a little bit of exposition and stuff, but most of this is just them preparing to actually go storm the stronghold. Nothing of note actually happens. At least not like heavily important stuff like it was with the last episode. This episode is just very straight and to the point. It's like we're doing this now. This is what this episode is. It's very straightforward and to the point. So the episode is basically just they made all the prep work they needed to actually go and storm the stronghold. They're going to do that next episode. So that's what's going to be happening next episode. That's basically what it does. It just sets up that this is the thing. But in any case, yeah. That's my review of My Hero Academia. What did you guys think? Let's get a discussion going in the comment section down below, or over on my Discord server, link in the description. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter in the description below. And also, check out my Patreon in the description below as well. It's only a couple bucks a month. It really helps me out, and you guys get access to a bunch of cool perks on my amazing things. So be sure to check this out in the description below as well. But in any case, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!